Oh, hey there, YouTubes. I'm making another batch of Up and Down Brownies. If you caught my last Up and Down Brownie video, you'll probably find this pretty tasty. Up. The Obama administration is no longer going to defend DOMA. Down. The Republicans have decided to take up the task, which is kind of stupid. So, for our Up and Down brownies, we've already got a brownie mix in our container, and instead of using the water like our recipe says, we use strongly brewed coffee. And right now we're going to mix it all up. People of Libya and countries in North Africa and the Middle East continue to fight for their equality. And I highly support them, and they are awesome like that. And in our oil, down. People here in the U.S., the unions here in the U.S. continue to fight for just to have a voice at the bargaining table, to be able to, for the workers, the people who actually do the work, put in the grunting hours, to even have a voice at the bargaining table when it comes to major decisions, like how much people will have to contribute to their own pensions and health care, especially with rising health care costs. Are you kidding me? Another up. My senator, Cheryl Brown, is majorly on board with funding Planned Parenthood and keeping abortion, Cheryl Brown, my senator, is completely against the laws that would not allow insurance companies to fund abortions, or to help with abortions. Down. It's bullshit that's even in the chips. Are you kidding me? Up. I'm going to go down into the corn and see my folks in a couple of days. Down. Gas prices are on the rise. Food prices are on the rise. And part of that is because, I'll let you get a view of my knife work when it comes to chopping up this chocolate. Gotta shred the chocolate. Honestly, I put this thing in the freezer so it gets all nice and hard, so it'll be easier to make into chunks. Yeah, food prices are on the rise, and it's not because of transportation costs, because of oil being on the rise, because of Muammar Gaddafi being a dumbass and just not leaving his freaking country, but because people are freaking investing in food and in commodities, which is driving the price of them way up. And you know, I firmly believe that farmers should get a fair price. Farmers all over the world should get a fair wage for their grain or their coffee or their chocolate or whatever they're selling. I think that they should get a fair price. But when investment goes into commodities, it drives their stock value way up, and hence driving their price up, which is why right now food prices are going up. And it's bullshit, because I mean, you're going to end up starving people. Huh. That reminds me of another down. What goes first on the chopping block when it comes to trying to balance the federal budget? Not subsidizing the oil companies, not raising taxes on the top 2% of the country who can actually afford it, or raising taxes on the top 2%, but cutting education, like heat and utility assistance for lower class during the winter, and programs that literally help the lower class and the working class survive. Stupid. So, I'd say right now we're having a whole lot more downs than we are having ups, which makes me really, really sad, and is totally messed up. I realize right now is a time of struggle. It's a time of struggle for a lot of people. Time of struggle for, well, everybody but the fat cats who are multi-million-dollar heirs, and I mean, aside from people like Bill and Melinda Gates, who, when the Bush tax cuts when they were talking about rolling back the Bush tax cuts, were firmly in support of having their taxes raised. With this economic collapse, it's just hard for everybody. I mean, college graduates are not even able to get decent jobs. I mean, I'm still at my college job. Yeah, I've expanded my hours and I've expanded my role of where I work, but I'm still working the same job I worked in college. And I mean, Flying Spaghetti Monster help you if you had a job in manufacturing, because, I mean, I think that growth in other countries and that all parts of the world should be able to develop, but with all the investment and and it seems like a lot of jobs have gone to places for cheaper labor. Now, yeah, that is a positive because it forces the United States to compete in different ways, but it takes away so many jobs. My hometown, some jobs got shipped to Mexico. I mean, some of it people want to blame on labor disputes, but my town is shrinking back to even more of a corn town than it was, and it's because they don't have manufacturing. My hometown is, it was a good little place, and there's manufacturing in it, but because these jobs are being sent out of the country, there's even less manufacturing to go around. And, well, that means a lot of people aren't able to put food on their table as easily. And, I mean, are you kidding me? Healthcare costs? Somebody can barely go to the doctor as is on some of the healthcare plans. And if they lose their medical insurance or they lose their health insurance because they lose their job because it gets shipped somewhere else, that makes it even worse. I don't know what will solve this. Honestly, I don't. But it seems to me that an investment in the people, rather than giving tax breaks to those who can afford to pay a little bit more, it doesn't seem like the right place. And we don't need to be in 2 freaking wars. Yeah, you know what? I'm very happy about the drawdown from Iraq, but we never needed to be there in the first place. And I'm hoping that we can get things settled with Afghanistan and not have to be there for another freaking decade. We shouldn't have been in war for the freaking decade that we've been in it. 10 years in Iraq and Afghanistan? That's wrong. So, how do we finish up our Up and Down Brownies? We finish chopping up our chocolate bar, chuck it in there, and then, like with last time, we read the box. So if your box says put in a 13x9 pan that has been greased and floured for 30 minutes and then pop it in the oven, that's what you do. And because I already have a batch in the oven, I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but that's at least what they'll look like when they're baking. Peace out, YouTubes, and I hope that you are not having an up and down day, that all of your days are ups. I did not mean to steal that from Got That Funk. I seriously did not. Peace out.